Welcome to Pomodoro Joe for Friday, September 22nd, 2023. As you can see, I did not do yesterday's problem. My apologies. Number one, it was a hard problem and I didn't have time. But number two, I just had a packed day and did not have time. All right, so apologies for that one. I will see if I can get back to that sometime in the future. But today, we're doing LeetCode problem 392 is subsequence. This is an easy problem. So we're given two strings, s and t. We need to return true if s is a subsequence of t, or false otherwise. Now a subsequence is a subsequence of a string is a new string that is formed from the original string by deleting some or none of the characters without changing their order. All right, so essentially if we can make s by just selectively choosing the same characters from t without changing their order, well then we have a subsequence. In the examples here, we have ABC and then AHBGDC. So as long as we can make ABC out of this set here without changing their order, then we have a subsequence. So we have A, we have B, and then we have C in that order, so we have a subsequence. That's true. Now AXC, we have AHBGDC. Well, there's no X, so this has to be false. All right, so let's put 25 minutes on the Pomodoro timer and we will get started. So for this one, I'll actually keep two pointers. One pointer to the index of my character in S, and the other pointer to the index of my character in T. Now I'm looking for the first character in S, so I'll start at index 0. And I'll look for that in T, and we'll just move along until we find that character. Oh look, we find it right away. So I'll keep advancing my T index, but I'll only advance my S index when I find the character I'm looking for. So now I can advance to B, and I'm looking for B. And so T is moving along, oh, and we find B. So then we advance to C, and we keep moving our T, and we get to C, and then we can return true. All right, so let's do this. We have an S index, we'll set that equal to 0. We have a t index, and that's also going to equal 0. All right, now while I'm not done with my strings here, so while s index is less than the length of s, and t index is less than length of t, all right, we'll compare our characters at my s index in string s to my character at the t index in string t. So if s at s index, this is the target we're looking for, that is equal to t at t index. All right, we found our character. We're looking for this character in string s, so let's advance to the next character. So s index plus equals 1. Now I need to keep moving my t index every time we go through this loop. So my t index is just always going to plus equals 1. So essentially we're looking for this character s. Is it this character in T? If it's not, we have to move on to the next character. If it is, we still have to move on to the next character. So that's what this loop will do. Now finally, at the very end, we can just return, did we exhaust all the characters in S? So is our S index greater than or equal to the length of our string S? And if it is, then we made it to the end of our S string and we were able to make it our s out of our t, and that means it's a substring. So let's run this, see how we do. All right, it seems to work. Let's see if we can pass all the tests. And we pass. And let's see how we do. We do okay. We beat 55% for runtime, 84% for memory, so not great. Now one thing we could do, well, a couple things we could do. We're calling this length function twice, so that's one thing that would probably help us out. So let's do this here really quick. S length is equal to length of s, and we'll just replace that here. So this is probably a minor win, not a great win. The other thing we could do is we're actually going through all the rest of t even once we found s, so we could probably early out. Let's do the same thing for t here. Sorry, I'm standing and trying to type this. All right. Okay, see if this helps at all. Why did I do that? Let's see, that gives us no change at all. A little bit worse in our memory. All right, go back here. So since that didn't change anything, let's go back and just do our early out. Now this one will probably be faster, but it's possible that it's slower because we'll do an additional conditional inside of our loop. All right, and if at any point, if s is greater than length of, let's do this one. Actually, that doesn't make any sense because this should break out. So yeah, actually I don't think that's going to make any difference. As soon as this is equal, yeah, I don't think that makes any difference. Well, in that case, this is probably the best I'm going to be able to do. All right, well, I still don't have a ton of time, so that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed this, hope you had fun, hope you learned something, hope you can go out and write better code.